Hello and welcome back to my channel. Here's my 3 reasons on what I believe is the reason why designers or new template sellers stay stuck at zero instead of growing on Etsy. Number one is they're not focused enough. And what I mean is you're not niche specific. Niche referring to a specific group or person or event that you are tailored to. Very often, people will have a shop that's kind of a general shop where you have lots of different sporadic items. Sometimes bestsellers, you're chasing the trend and you want to create something and tag along on that train too. Now, sometimes this may work, but just for a little while, or sometimes it may not work at all if your designs just cannot compete with the best sellers and their high ranking by Etsy. This pushes you to lower your prices to try to get any traction possible. But then at that point, you're not really making any profit, right? So being niche specific is the hard work that has to be done up front so that you can see long-term success. I know this firsthand because I went into Etsy being very niche specific, being very detailed on catering to the person that I want to serve. And that helped me to be able to expand and grow, not only because it was niche specific, but it was so specific that not many people paid attention to this niche. If you do that, that gives you the opportunity to grow on Etsy. It establishes you. It sets you in a good foundation where you have sales history, you have review history behind you. So if people do come along later and say, oh, I want to make that, you have so much behind you already that's established you on Etsy. So being niche specific is very important to help you move forward. And it's also good that the niche you choose is one that's relatable to you, one that you can kind of identify with in some kind of way, especially if you're going to be communicating with your customers often and you want to understand where they're coming from, what language they're using, what they mean by the terms they say. This helps you provide great customer service. This turns them into repeat buyers. And then it just continues to spin in such a good way. So be niche specific. Reason number 2, your design is phenomenal. It's beautiful, but it's not practical or useful. This goes back to my reason 1. When you don't understand who you're serving, who you're making products for, and you're creating out of your own creative space and your own desire to present something, but it just does not click with the person and the audience, this is why it will not move. This is why people won't buy it. It doesn't resonate. So it's important for you to not just think about, oh, I want to create something beautiful like this for them. You have to really understand what they need and what they like. And this takes time sometimes. You do sometimes have to test the waters to see, maybe I'll make a few designs to see what they're looking at and what they do like. And then once you have that data, use that data to create more similar ones or things that are just like it, but just different in a way. So this helps you to build out your store with items that will actually sell instead of just making things that you feel are pretty and that they should sell because they're pretty. They have to resonate. And for reason number 3, this kind of connects with pricing and advertising. You need to know how to advertise your listings in a competitive type of way. You need to research what are the best ways for me to showcase my products. Should I have close-ups of my products? Should I have real-life photos of my products? These things matter when customers are looking at what they want to buy. If your images look very amateur or unclear, this deters the shopper from wanting to buy from you. So consider how your listings appeal to your customer. What would you do if you were looking at your product? Another thing is pricing. Are your pricings aligned with not just what you want to make, but are they aligned with what's happening in the industry? Are they aligned competitively? If you don't have much establishment behind your shop, sometimes it can be a challenge to charge very, very high prices unless you're very niched. because obviously you're so unique and so focused, you have that opportunity to charge a little bit more. But if you aren't specifically niched and if you haven't established longevity on Etsy, it can be quite a challenge to charge very, very high prices. It's understandable that you feel it's worth this, it should be paid this. But pricing is based on the type of customer you're serving. It's also based on research. So you want to be sure to know those things so that you're not just doing anything. So those three reasons are why many people stay stuck at zero or very low sales instead of being able to expand and grow